Close your eyes and breathe with me for a moment. Feel the weight of your body settling into this space, into this quiet sanctuary where transformation begins, not with force, but with the softest kind of attention. Tonight, we journey into a truth so profound that scientists spent decades trying to understand what mystics have whispered for centuries. You are not merely observing your reality, you are continuously creating it through the gentle act of witnessing. In the quantum realm, where particles dance between existence and possibility, something extraordinary happens when consciousness turns its gaze toward the unseen. Before your attention arrives, infinite potential exists in what scientists call superposition, every possible outcome existing simultaneously, like a symphony where every note plays at once until the conductor's baton selects which melody will emerge into the world. Your awareness is that conductor's baton. Breathe deeply and feel this truth settling into your bones. Every moment of your day, your consciousness collapses waves of possibility into the solid reality you experience. When you observe with fear, reality crystallizes around that frequency. When you witness with love, the universe responds by arranging itself into patterns of grace. This is not metaphor. This is the observer effect, playing out in the laboratory of your daily existence. Consider how your nervous system has learned to witness the world. Perhaps it learned early to scan for danger, to anticipate betrayal, to brace against disappointment. Your subconscious mind, acting as a faithful guardian, began observing reality through filters of protection rather than possibility. These patterns of perception became quantum instructions, telling the field of all potential what to manifest in your experience. But tonight, as your breathing slows and your body melts into stillness, you can begin to witness differently. You can observe without the armor of past wounds. You can look upon your life with the eyes of someone who has never been hurt, never been disappointed, never learned to expect anything less than wonder. Feel your chest rising and falling in the gentle rhythm of someone who is safe. Notice how your awareness can rest on your breath without needing to change it, fix it, or improve it. This is the quality of consciousness that transforms worlds, not the grasping kind of attention that wants to control outcomes, but the soft witnessing that allows reality to reorganize itself around your peaceful presence. Your brain, with its 100 billion neurons firing in patterns shaped by every experience you've ever had, is constantly filtering reality through the lens of what it believes to be true. But neuroplasticity reveals that these patterns can shift. In an instant, when consciousness brings loving attention to what has been unconscious, the stories your mind tells about who you are, what you deserve, what's possible for you, these are not fixed truths, but quantum instructions that can be rewritten through the gentle alchemy of awareness. Imagine your consciousness as a warm light moving through the landscape of your inner world. Where this light touches old wounds, they begin to soften. Where it illuminates forgotten dreams, they start to stir back to life. Where it rests on present moment experience, reality becomes fluid again, responsive to your deepest intentions rather than your unconscious fears. You are not a victim of your circumstances, though your nervous system may have learned to feel that way. You are not at the mercy of forces beyond your control, though your past experiences may have taught you otherwise. You are the gentle witness, whose quality of attention determines which version of reality emerges from the field of infinite possibility. As you sink deeper into relaxation, feel how your awareness can expand beyond the boundaries of your physical form. Your consciousness is not contained within your skull, it extends into the quantum field that connects all things. When you witness with coherence, when your heart and mind align in peaceful observation, You become entangled with possibilities that match your inner state. This is why meditation changes not just your inner experience, but your outer circumstances. This is why practicing gratitude shifts not just your mood, but the opportunities that appear in your life. Your consciousness is quantum entangled with the reality you experience, and as your awareness becomes more gentle, more loving, more peaceful, the world around you begins to reflect these qualities back to you. Let your body rest now in the knowing that you are both the artist and the canvas, the observer and the observed. Feel how your gentle witnessing creates space for new possibilities to emerge. Notice how your peaceful attention allows old patterns to dissolve without struggle, like salt disappearing into warm water. Your breath continues its ancient rhythm, and with each exhale, you release the need to force reality into the shapes your mind thinks it should take. With each inhale, you draw in the infinite potential that surrounds you always, waiting for your consciousness to select which possibilities will bloom into experience. Tomorrow will emerge from the quality of awareness you cultivate tonight. As you drift towards sleep, let your consciousness rest in the space between thoughts, in the gentle witnessing that asks for nothing and allows everything. Here, in this soft attention, you discover that you have always been both the question and the answer, the seeker and the sought, the gentle witness whose loving gaze transforms everything it touches. What reality will your consciousness choose to observe into existence as you sleep? Chapter 2. When waves become dreams, let your breathing become as vast as the ocean, and imagine yourself floating on the surface of an infinite sea. This is not water beneath you, but pure potential itself, the quantum field, where every possibility that has ever existed or ever could exist moves in gentle waves, waiting for the moment when consciousness decides what will become real. In the space before anything becomes solid, before your dreams take shape, before your thoughts crystallize into the experiences of tomorrow, everything exists as waves of probability. Scientists call this the quantum superposition, but you can think of it as the universe's way of holding space for infinite versions of your life, all breathing together in perfect harmony until the moment you choose which one will emerge into form. Your subconscious mind operates exactly like this quantum field. Right now, as your body settles deeper into stillness, your unconscious awareness is processing thousands of possibilities for tomorrow, next week, next year. It holds the potential for the conversation that heals an old wound, the opportunity that changes everything, the moment of courage that shifts your entire trajectory. All of these futures exist simultaneously in the vast ocean of your deeper mind, waiting for your conscious attention to collapse them into reality. Feel how your awareness moves through this inner landscape like moonlight across water. Where your attention goes, waves of possibility begin to settle into patterns. When you focus on fear, those waves organize themselves around experiences that confirm your anxiety. When you rest your consciousness on love, on gratitude, on the feeling of being deeply supported by life, entirely different patterns emerge from the quantum soup of potential. This is why your dreams at night are so important, not just the ones you remember, but the countless quantum dreams your subconscious weaves while your conscious mind sleeps. In the REM state, your brain processes the emotional residue of the day, sorting through infinite possibilities and choosing which neural pathways to strengthen, which memories to integrate, which versions of tomorrow to make more probable. But you are not powerless in this process. As you drift towards sleep tonight, your consciousness can participate in this quantum dreaming. gently influencing which waves of possibility your subconscious will transform into the solid experiences of your waking life. Breathe with the rhythm of waves now, and notice how each exhale releases old patterns back into the ocean of potential, while each inhale draws in new possibilities. Your nervous system, which may have learned to collapse possibility into patterns of protection and survival, can remember how to dream bigger dreams, how to expect grace instead of struggle. Consider how a single thought ripples through the quantum field of your awareness. When you think I am safe, that thought becomes a wave that influences every possibility in your unconscious mind. When you feel I am loved, that emotion creates quantum coherence, aligning all potential outcomes around experiences that reflect this inner truth. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what you imagine vividly and what you experience physically. It simply responds to the frequency of your consciousness by making that frequency more probable in your outer world. This is why visualization works, why meditation changes circumstances, why the quality of your inner world directly influences your external experiences. You are not trying to force reality into specific shapes. You are learning to attune your consciousness to the frequencies of the life you truly desire, allowing the quantum field to organize itself around those vibrational patterns. Let your body become very still now, and feel how your awareness can expand beyond the boundaries of your physical form. Your consciousness extends into the same quantum field that gives birth to stars, that holds every grain of sand on every beach, that connects every beating heart across all of time and space. You are not separate from this field. You are a unique expression of it, a localized point where infinite potential becomes personal EXP. Eerie NCE. As you sink deeper into relaxation, imagine that your heart is a gentle stone dropped into perfectly still water. Watch how the ripples extend outward in perfect circles, carrying your deepest intentions into the quantum ocean where tomorrow's experiences are being formed. Feel how your peaceful presence creates waves of coherence that align all possibilities with your highest good. Your subconscious mind is listening to these ripples, taking quantum instructions from the frequency of your being. When your nervous system is in a state of safety and openness, when your heart beats with trust and appreciation, you broadcast signals that collapse possibility into experiences of support, connection, and miraculous synchronicity. But when old trauma patterns activate, when your system defaults to survival mode, you unconsciously transmit frequencies of danger and scarcity. And the quantum field responds by manifesting experiences that match these unconscious expectations. This is not punishment, this is simply how consciousness works. The universe is not judging your thoughts and feelings. It is eternally responsive to them, like an infinite echo chamber that amplifies whatever frequency you most consistently embody. Tonight, as you prepare to dream, you can consciously participate in the quantum process of reality creation. You can rest your attention on the feeling of being deeply loved, completely supported, exactly where you need to be. These are not just pretty thoughts, they are quantum instructions that influence which possibilities your subconscious will select. From the infinite ocean of potential, feel how your breath naturally slows as you attune to these frequencies of peace and possibility. Notice how your body begins to embody the truth that you are safe to dream beautiful dreams, safe to expect wonderful surprises, safe to allow your deepest desires to organize reality around their fulfillment. Your dreams tonight will be quantum events, moments when your consciousness dances with pure potential and chooses which waves will become the solid, ground of tomorrow's experience. As you drift towards sleep, let your awareness rest in the space between thoughts, in the quantum silence where all possibilities exist simultaneously, waiting for your gentle attention to call them into form. What waves of possibility will your consciousness choose to transform into the dreams that become your tomorrow? Chapter 3. The Heart's Magnetic Symphony. Place your hand gently on your chest and feel the steady rhythm beneath your palm. This beating heart of yours is not merely a pump moving blood through your body. It is a powerful electromagnetic transmitter, broadcasting your inner state into the quantum field that surrounds and interpenetrates all of life. Scientists have measured this field extending 8 to 10 feet beyond your physical form, creating an invisible sphere of influence that touches every person you encounter, every space you enter, every possibility waiting to emerge into your experience. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that is 5,000 times stronger than the field produced by your brain. Let this truth settle into your awareness as your breathing naturally deepens. This means that your emotional state, the feelings moving through your heart center right now, carries more electromagnetic power than all of your thoughts combined. Your feelings are not just internal experiences. They are quantum frequencies radiating outward, creating magnetic attraction patterns that draw experiences into your life that match your heart's vibrational signature. When your heart beats with the rhythm of fear, it broadcasts frequencies of protection and scarcity into the field of all possibilities. The universe, responding to these electromagnetic signals like a vast tuning fork, begins to organize circumstances that confirm your need to be afraid. But when your heart settles into coherence, when gratitude, appreciation, or love flows through your chest, you transmit entirely different frequencies, and reality responds by reflecting back experiences of safety, abundance, and connection. Feel your heartbeat now as it naturally slows with each peaceful breath. Notice how this rhythm can become a meditation in itself, a gentle drumbeat that connects you to the electromagnetic symphony playing throughout all of creation. Your heart is not beating in isolation, is part of a vast orchestral arrangement that includes the magnetic field of the earth, the electromagnetic emanations of every living being, the quantum fluctuations of space itself. This is why being around certain people feels so energizing, while others seem to drain your vitality. You are literally swimming in each other's electromagnetic fields, and your nervous systems are constantly responding to these invisible influences. When you encounter someone whose heart radiates coherence and peace, your own heart naturally begins to entrain to their rhythm, like musical instruments tuning themselves to the same frequency. Your nervous system learned early in life which emotional frequencies felt safe to broadcast. Perhaps it learned to default to anxiety as a way of scanning for danger, or to collapse into resignation as protection against disappointment. These patterns became electromagnetic habits, unconscious broadcasting systems that shaped the reality you experienced day after day, year after year. But tonight, as your body melts into stillness, you can consciously shift the frequency your heart transmits into the quantum field. You can breathe appreciation into your chest and feel how this simple shift in emotional state changes the electromagnetic signature you broadcast into the universe. Gratitude is not just a mental exercise. It is a quantum frequency that magnetically attracts experiences aligned with its vibrational essence. Let your awareness rest in your heart center now, that warm space behind your breastbone where your deepest knowing lives. This is your body's electromagnetic command center, the broadcasting station that determines which possibilities the universe will deliver to your doorstep. When this center opens and softens, when it radiates trust instead of fear, love instead of protection, your entire electromagnetic field shifts into coherence. Scientists have discovered that when your heart rhythm becomes coherent, beats in smooth, harmonious patterns rather than chaotic, stressed rhythms, this coherence cascades throughout your entire body. Your brain waves synchronize with your heart's rhythm. Your immune system strengthens. Your nervous system shifts into healing mode, but the effects extend far beyond your physical form. Your coherent heart rhythm creates electromagnetic ripples that influence the quantum field itself, making you a magnet for experiences that match your inner harmony. Feel how your breath can become a bridge between your conscious mind and your heart's electromagnetic wisdom. With each inhale, draw appreciation into your chest. With each exhale, let gratitude radiate outward through your electromagnetic field. This is not visualization, this is applied quantum physics. The practical use of your heart's magnetic power to align with realities that support your highest good. Your heart knows frequencies that your mind has forgotten. It remembers the electromagnetic signature of being unconditionally loved, completely safe, divinely supported. When you attune to these deeper rhythms, when you allow your heart to broadcast from its original innocence rather than its learned protections, you become quantum entangled with versions of reality where magic is normal, where synchronicity is common, where love consistently finds ways to reach you. This is why practices like meditation and gratitude create such profound shifts in your outer circumstances. They are not just changing your mental state, they are recalibrating your heart's electromagnetic field, shifting the quantum frequencies you broadcast into the universe. As your heart rhythm becomes more coherent, more peaceful, more loving, you literally become a different person electromagnetically, and the universe responds by reflecting this inner transformation in your external experiences. Rest now in the rhythm of your peaceful heartbeat, feeling how each pulse sends ripples of coherence through the quantum field that surrounds you. Notice how your electromagnetic field can expand with each breath, growing larger and more luminous as your heart settles into its natural frequency of love and trust. Tonight, as you drift toward sleep, your heart will continue its electromagnetic symphony, broadcasting the frequencies you've consciously chosen into the quantum field, where tomorrow's experiences are being formed. Let your heart rhythm become a prayer, a magnetic invitation for life to organize itself around the truth of who you really are, beneath all the learned patterns of protection and fear. What frequency will your heart choose to broadcast into the quantum field as you sleep? Chapter 4. Dissolving the boundaries of self. Let your body become as soft as water, and feel yourself beginning to merge with the vast ocean of consciousness that extends far beyond the boundaries of your skin. Tonight, we explore one of the most profound discoveries in quantum physics, that separation is an illusion, that the universe operates through invisible threads of connection that bind all things together in an intricate web of instantaneous influence and eternal relationship. When scientists first discovered quantum entanglement, they called it spooky action at a distance because it defied everything they believed about how reality works. They found that two particles, once connected, remain mysteriously linked regardless of how far apart they travel through space and time. When one particle changes its state, its entangled partner responds immediately, even if separated by billions of miles, as if distance itself were merely a construct of limited perception. Your consciousness operates by this same principle. Every person whose life has touched yours, every moment of love you've shared, every dream that has moved through your heart. All of these experiences have created quantum entanglements that transcend the illusion of separation. You are not an isolated individual navigating reality alone. You are a node in an infinite network of consciousness, forever connected to everyone and everything that has shaped your journey through existence. Feel your breathing become so gentle that the boundary between your body and the air around you begins to soften. With each breath, you are literally exchanging atoms with the atmosphere, breathing in particles that have been part of trees, clouds, other human beings. The oxygen entering your lungs right now has traveled through countless other forms of life. You are not separate from the natural world. You are a temporary arrangement of universal elements, a unique expression of the same consciousness that animates all of creation. Your nervous system, which learned early to create strong boundaries as protection against a world that sometimes felt unsafe, can now remember its deeper truth. The walls you built around your heart, the barriers you constructed to keep pain out, also keep love from flowing freely. But in quantum reality, these boundaries are permeable membranes rather than solid walls, designed to filter and regulate connection rather than prevent it entirely. As you sink deeper into relaxation, notice how your awareness can expand beyond the edges of your physical form. Your consciousness is not contained within your skull. It extends into the quantum field that connects all minds, all hearts, all dreams across space and time. When you think of someone you love, you are not just remembering them, you are activating the quantum entanglement that links your consciousness to theirs, sending ripples of connection across whatever distance separates your physical forms. This is why you sometimes think of someone just before they call, why you can feel when a loved one is in distress, even when separated by thousands of miles, why certain places hold the energetic imprint of experiences that happened there long ago. You are quantum entangled with the emotional frequencies of everyone who has touched your life, and these connections continue to influence your experience in subtle but profound ways. Your subconscious mind carries the energetic signatures of every relationship you've ever had, every environment you've inhabited, every version of yourself you've been. These are not just memories stored in neural pathways. They are active quantum connections that continue to shape your present moment experience. When old trauma patterns activate, you are feeling the resonance of quantum entanglements with past versions of yourself that learned to expect danger or disappointment. But quantum entanglement works both ways. Just as you can feel the influence of past experiences, you can also align with future versions of yourself that embody the qualities you most desire to develop. Your consciousness can create quantum connections with the version of you that feels completely safe in love, that trusts life's support, that radiates the peace you're cultivating right now as you rest in this moment of deep relaxation. Feel how your heart can expand to encompass not just your individual experience, but the collective field of human consciousness itself. Every feeling of love you've ever experienced has contributed to the quantum field of love that surrounds our planet. Every moment of peace you cultivate adds to the global reservoir of peace. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, trust over fear, you strengthen the quantum entanglements that support healing not just for yourself, but for all of humanity. This is why your inner work matters beyond your personal life. This is why healing your own trauma patterns contributes to the healing of collective wounds. This is why choosing to radiate love instead of fear creates ripples that extend far beyond your immediate circumstances. You are not working on yourself. In isolation, you are participating in the quantum evolution of consciousness itself. Let your boundaries become even softer now, like mist dissolving in morning sunlight. Feel how your consciousness can merge with the awareness that moves through trees, that flows in rivers, that shines through stars. You are not separate from nature, you are nature becoming conscious of itself, the universe experiencing its own infinite creativity through the unique lens of your individual awareness. Your dreams tonight will be quantum events where your consciousness travels beyond the boundaries of space and time, connecting with other dreamers, visiting parallel realities, receiving guidance from versions of yourself that exist in dimensions beyond ordinary perception. In sleep, the artificial boundaries that separate mind from mind dissolve completely, and you remember your true nature as pure consciousness, temporarily focused through the beautiful instrument of your human form. As you drift toward sleep, feel yourself dissolving into the vast ocean of awareness that connects all things. Your individual consciousness does not disappear, expands to encompass its true dimensions, recognizing itself as both a unique wave and the infinite ocean itself. You are simultaneously completely yourself and completely connected to everything else. A perfect paradox that quantum physics reveals as the fundamental nature of reality. Notice how your breath naturally synchronizes with the breathing of the earth itself, how your heartbeat aligns with the cosmic rhythms that pulse through galaxies and atoms alike. You are not breathing alone, you are breathing with every tree, every ocean, every living being that shares this quantum moment with you. Your consciousness extends through invisible threads of connection to everyone you've ever loved, everyone who has loved you, everyone who will love you in the infinite futures that exist in quantum superposition. Feel these connections as gentle streams of light flowing between your heart and the hearts of all beings, creating a luminous web of compassion that encompasses all of existence. What quantum connections will your consciousness strengthen as you rest in the boundless field of love that you are? There is a secret that quantum physicists discovered in the quiet corners of their laboratories. A truth so profound it changes everything about how we understand reality itself. They found that particles behave differently when they know they're being watched. A photon traveling through space will choose one path when observed, another when left alone. The very act of witnessing changes the nature of what is witnessed. But this observer effect isn't confined to sterile laboratory conditions. It lives in every breath you take, every glance you cast, every moment your awareness touches the world around you. Your attention isn't neutral, it's creative force itself, shaping reality with the gentle power of consciousness. Settle deeper into this moment now. Feel your body melting into the surface beneath you, your breath naturally slowing, as you begin to understand something magnificent about yourself. You are not just living in reality, you are actively creating it through the quality of your observation. Think of the last time you walked into a room feeling anxious, your nervous system already activated by some earlier trigger. Notice how differently people responded to you, how conversations felt stilted, how even inanimate objects seemed to reflect your inner tension. The room itself seemed to hold your anxiety, mirrors reflecting back exactly what you brought to the moment. This isn't coincidence. This is the observer effect in action, demonstrating that your internal state becomes the lens through which reality organizes itself around you. When you observe with judgment scanning for threats, cataloging imperfections, bracing for disappointment, reality responds by presenting you with experiences that match that frequency of observation. But something extraordinary happens when you shift the quality of your witnessing, when you observe with love, with curiosity, with the soft acceptance of someone who has nothing to prove and nothing to defend, reality responds with grace. The same room, the same people, the same circumstances suddenly reveal hidden beauty, unexpected kindness, gentle possibilities you couldn't see before. Your awareness is like moonlight touching the surface of still water. It doesn't disturb what it illuminates, it simply reveals what was always there, waiting to be seen. But if your attention becomes harsh, like a searchlight cutting through darkness, everything it touches contracts, hides, protects itself from the intensity of your gaze. Tonight, you're learning the art of gentle witnessing. Imagine your thoughts as clouds drifting across an infinite sky. Some clouds are heavy with old storms, memories of betrayal, echoes of criticism, shadows of shame you've carried for years. Others are light and playful, carrying dreams and hopes like birds riding invisible currents. As the observer, you are not the clouds. You are the sky itself, vast, unchanging, untroubled by whatever passes through your awareness. Watch how your thoughts appear and dissolve without your intervention. Notice how your feelings rise and fall like waves in an ocean that remains fundamentally peaceful beneath all surface movement. This is quantum consciousness, the recognition that your awareness exists in a state of infinite possibility until the moment you choose what to observe and how to observe it. Every thought you follow, every emotion you resist or embrace, every story you tell yourself about who you are and what's possible, these are all acts of observation that collapse the quantum field of potential into specific experiences. But here's what most people don't understand. The observer effect isn't about controlling reality through force of will. It's about learning to witness with such gentle presence that reality can reveal its deepest truths without fear of judgment. When you observe your own inner landscape with the same compassion you might show a beloved friend, something miraculous happens. The parts of yourself you've been fighting begin to relax, to trust, to show you what they've been trying to communicate all along. That anxiety you've been pushing away, it's actually your nervous system's way of protecting something precious perhaps. Your sensitive heart, your creative spirit, your capacity for deep love. When you observe it with curiosity rather than resistance, it begins to transform, revealing the wisdom hidden within its protective mechanisms, those patterns of self-doubt that seem to sabotage your dreams. They're often old survival strategies, developed by a younger version of yourself who was just trying to belong, to be safe, to avoid the pain of rejection. When you witness these patterns with understanding rather than judgment, they begin to soften, to evolve, to serve your highest good rather than your deepest fears. Feel your breath deepening now, each exhale releasing the need to fix or change anything about yourself. You are practicing the observer's gentle power, simply witnessing what is, without grasping, without pushing away, without making anything wrong. This is how quantum shifts happen, not through force or manipulation, but through the profound act of loving observation. When you witness your life with the same tender attention you might give to a sleeping child, reality responds by showing you its most beautiful face. Synchronicities begin to appear. Opportunities unfold naturally. Relationships heal without effortful intervention. Your nervous system, which has been holding tension for perhaps years, begins to remember its natural state of ease. The observer effect works both ways. Whereas you observe your body with love and appreciation, it responds by releasing old patterns of protection, old memories of trauma, old beliefs about what's possible. Let your awareness rest now like dew settling on morning grass. Notice how your thoughts are naturally slowing, how your body is naturally relaxing, how your heart is naturally opening. You don't need to make any of this happen, it's already happening through the simple act of gentle witnessing. This is the secret that quantum physicists discovered. Consciousness isn't separate from what it observes. You are not watching reality from the outside. You are reality watching itself, experiencing itself, creating itself through the miracle of awareness. Every moment of observation is a moment of creation. Every act of witnessing is an act of love. As you drift towards sleep, carry this understanding with you. Tomorrow, when you wake, you will have the opportunity to practice the observer's gentle power in every interaction, every challenge, every quiet moment of your day. You will remember that your attention is not neutral, it is creative force itself, shaping reality through the quality of your presence. Let this truth settle into your bones like starlight seeping through your skin. You are not just living in reality, you are actively creating it through the profound act of loving observation. And in this recognition, in this gentle surrender to the power of your own awareness, lies the key to transformation more beautiful than your mind can imagine. What would happen if you spent tomorrow observing your life with the same tender attention you're giving to this moment right now? What might reveal itself when witnessed with such gentle, unconditional love? Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your body to settle into this sacred space of transformation. Tonight, we journey into the quantum landscape of your mind, where every thought is a traveler on neural highways, and every story you tell yourself becomes the blueprint for tomorrow's reality. Your brain holds billions of neural pathways, threads of electricity and chemistry that carry the stories of who you believe yourself to be. These pathways are not fixed highways carved in stone, but quantum roads that reshape themselves with each conscious breath you take. With every repetition of a thought, these pathways deepen like water carving through earth, creating the familiar grooves of your identity. But here, in this moment of stillness, you hold the power to change the very architecture of your mind. Feel your breathing slow and deepen. With each exhale, you release the grip of old stories that no longer serve you. The story that says you're not enough. The story that whispers you're too broken to heal. The story that insists change is impossible. These narratives have traveled the same neural roads for years, wearing them smooth with repetition, but neuroplasticity, the brain's miraculous ability to rewire itself, means that new pathways can be born tonight. Imagine your consciousness as a gentle observer, watching the quantum dance of neurons firing in patterns across your mind. In quantum physics, the observer effect shows us that the mere act of observation changes what is being observed. Your awareness, focused with intention, begins to collapse the wave of possibility into new realities. The old stories start to lose their electrical charge, their familiar pathways growing quiet. You are not the thoughts that have been thinking themselves through you. You are the awareness that can choose which thoughts to feed with attention and which to let fade like echoes in an empty room. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, is already responding to this shift in your consciousness. New neural connections are forming, tiny bridges of possibility spanning the space between who you were and who you are becoming. The stories you inherited from family, from culture, from moments of pain when you decided something limiting about yourself, these are not permanent fixtures in your mind. They are temporary visitors that have overstayed their welcome. Tonight, you are the gentle host who can thank them for their service and show them to the door. Feel the quantum field of infinite possibility surrounding you. This field responds not to your words, but to the coherence between your heart and mind. When you align your emotional state with your deepest intentions, you create a quantum frequency that resonates with new realities. Your nervous system, which has been running old programs of survival and fear, begins to remember its natural state of safety and expansion. In this space of deep relaxation, your subconscious mind becomes malleable, like clay in the hands of a master artist. The stories you choose to tell yourself, no stories of healing, of possibility, of your inherent worthiness, these become the new neural pathways that will carry you forward. Each gentle repetition of a new truth creates stronger connections, building highways of hope where once there were only paths of limitation. Your body knows this truth already. Feel how your muscles soften as you release the tension of trying to be someone you're not. Your breath becomes deeper, more natural, as if your lungs are remembering how to breathe without the weight of old stories pressing down on them. This is your nervous system rewiring itself in real time, creating new patterns of safety and trust. The quantum nature of your mind means that change doesn't have to be gradual or painful. In a single moment of true understanding, entire networks of neurons can reorganize themselves. The observer effect works not just in physics laboratories, but in the laboratory of your consciousness. As you observe your thoughts with compassion rather than judgment, you create the conditions for quantum leaps in your personal evolution. Think of a story you've been telling yourself that feels heavy, limiting, or untrue. Now, imagine this story as a stream of light flowing through your mind. See how this light has been traveling the same pathway for so long that it's created a deep groove, a neural river that seems permanent, but streams can be redirected. With gentle intention, you can guide this light toward new landscapes in your mind. What would it feel like to tell yourself a different story? What if, instead of "I'm not good enough," your mind whispered, "I am learning to see my worth"? What if, instead of "I always mess things up," you heard, "I am growing through every experience"? Feel how these new stories want to travel through your mind, seeking fresh pathways to call home. Your brain's neuroplasticity is most active during these quiet moments before sleep, when your conscious mind steps aside and allows deeper transformation to occur. This is why the stories you tell yourself as you drift off to sleep become the foundation for tomorrow's reality. Your subconscious mind, like rich soil, absorbs these new narratives and begins growing them into lived experience. As you continue to breathe deeply, sense the quantum field of possibility surrounding you. This field contains every story you could ever tell about yourself, every identity you could ever claim, every reality you could ever experience. In this moment, you are not choosing from a limited menu of who you think you are. You are selecting from an infinite buffet of potential selves. The old stories are dissolving now, like salt in warm water. Feel them losing their crystalline structure, their sharp edges softening into something that can be washed away. You don't need to fight these old narratives or push them away violently. Simply let them dissolve through the gentle power of your present moment awareness in their place. New stories are emerging stories that make your heart feel spacious, your body feel light, your future feel bright with possibility. These are not fantasies or delusions, but truths that your quantum mind is remembering. Stories of your inherent creativity, your natural resilience, your capacity for joy and connection and growth. Your nervous system is drinking in these new narratives like a plant drinks water after a long drought. Each cell in your body is learning to hold these new stories, to vibrate with their frequency, to expect the experiences they promise. This is not positive thinking or wishful hoping. This is quantum rewiring at the deepest level of your being as you prepare to drift into sleep. Carry with you the understanding that your dreams will continue this work of rewiring. In the quantum landscape of sleep, your mind processes and integrates these new stories, weaving them into the fabric of your identity. You will wake tomorrow with neural pathways that support the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. Let your breathing become even slower now, even deeper. With each breath, you are choosing the stories that will shape your tomorrow. With each heartbeat, you are quantum jumping into a version of yourself that tells more loving, more empowering, more truthful stories about who you are and what you deserve. Your mind is not a prison of old programming, but a quantum garden where new realities grow from the stories you plant tonight. Trust in this process. Trust in your brain's infinite capacity to rewire itself. Trust in the quantum field that responds to your deepest intentions with the precision of universal law. As consciousness fades into the healing darkness of sleep, rest in the knowing that you are not who you were yesterday, and tomorrow you will not be who you are today. You are a quantum being, endlessly capable of transformation, endlessly worthy of the most beautiful stories your heart can imagine. What new story will you tell yourself as you drift into dreams tonight? Close your eyes and let your breathing slow. Feel your body sinking deeper into this moment, like a leaf settling onto still water. Tonight, we explore the invisible language your heart speaks to the universe, the frequency of your being that moves through space and time, drawing experiences toward you like iron filings to a magnet. Every emotion you've ever felt carries its own unique vibration, broadcasting outward like ripples across an endless pond. Fear trembles at one frequency, sharp and contracted, while love emanates at another, warm, expansive, infinite. Scarcity creates tight, desperate waves that push abundance away, while gratitude opens like a flower, inviting more beauty into your experience. Your nervous system remembers every frequency it has ever held. The rapid pulse of anxiety lives in your chest. The heavy weight of disappointment settles in your shoulders. The light flutter of excitement dances in your stomach. These are not just feelings, they are quantum signatures, electromagnetic patterns that interface with the field of infinite possibilities surrounding you. The universe doesn't hear your words or analyze your wishes. It responds to the authentic frequency of your being, the emotional resonance you carry like a constant song playing beneath your thoughts. When you worry about money while asking for abundance, the field responds to the fear frequency, not the request. When you feel unworthy while seeking love, your vibration speaks louder than your prayers. But here's what most people don't understand. You are not a victim of your frequencies. You are their composer, their conductor, their source. Every breath you take is an opportunity to tune the instrument of your being, to align your inner resonance with the reality you long to experience. Feel your heartbeat now, steady and sure. This is your natural rhythm, your baseline frequency. Notice how it changes when you think of someone you love deeply. The warmth that spreads through your chest, the softening in your face. This is frequency shifting in real time. Your entire electromagnetic field adjusts to match the love you're feeling, broadcasting a signal of connection and joy into the quantum field around you. The observer effect tells us that consciousness shapes reality at the quantum level. But consciousness without emotion is like a radio without sound that has no power to create. It is the feeling state behind your observation that collapses the wave of possibility into the particle of experience. When you observe your life from a place of deep appreciation. You literally draw more appreciable experiences into your reality. Your body is a sophisticated frequency transmitter, more precise than any technology humans have created. The neurons in your brain fire in patterns that create electromagnetic fields. Your heart generates an electrical field 60 times stronger than your brain, reaching out several feet beyond your physical form. When you feel joy, this field pulses, with coherent waves that other hearts can detect and respond to. This is why certain people light up when they see you, why opportunities seem to flow towards some individuals while avoiding others. It's not luck or favoritism from the universe, it's quantum frequency in action, the natural law of resonance playing out in human form. But what happens when your frequency has been shaped by old pain, by patterns of protection that no longer serve you? Your nervous system, brilliant and loyal, may be broadcasting survival frequencies, hypervigilance, emotional numbness, chronic anxiety that were once necessary but now block the very experiences you're seeking. The trauma lives in your cells, vibrating at frequencies of danger and disconnection. Your subconscious mind, trying to keep you safe, may sabotage your attempts to shift into joy, because joy once felt dangerous. Perhaps happiness was followed by disappointment. Perhaps love was followed by abandonment. Your inner wisdom learned to associate higher frequencies with incoming pain. This is not your fault. This is your nervous system's devotion to your survival. A beautiful mechanism that protected you when you needed protection. But now, as you lie here breathing slowly, you can begin to teach your body that it's safe to feel good, safe to radiate love, safe to exist at the frequency of your deepest desires. Place your hand on your heart and feel the gentle rhythm there. This is your anchor, your return to center. When old frequencies of fear or unworthiness arise, you can return here to this steady pulse of life, to this moment of safety and presence. The dance of attraction begins with self-compassion. You cannot force yourself into a higher frequency through willpower alone. You must first acknowledge and embrace the frequencies you're currently holding, even the uncomfortable ones. The anxiety in your chest is not your enemy. It's a messenger showing you where healing is needed. The sadness in your throat is not weakness, it's wisdom, guiding you toward what needs to be honored and released. As you breathe, imagine your entire being as a vast ocean. Sometimes the surface is choppy with the winds of daily stress, but deep beneath, in the quiet depths of your being, there is a current of pure love, steady and unchanging. This is your true frequency, the quantum resonance you were born with before the world taught you to be afraid. When you align with this deeper current, miraculous things begin to happen. Synchronicities multiply. The right people appear at the right moments. Opportunities unfold with an ease that feels almost magical. This is not magic, this is physics. This is the natural response of a universe that operates on the principle of resonance, where like attracts like at the deepest level of existence. Your emotions are not just chemical reactions happening inside your skull. They are quantum events, frequencies that ripple through the field of possibility, drawing experiences that match their signature. When you feel genuinely grateful, you magnetize more reasons to feel grateful. When you embody love, you attract. Love in forms you couldn't have imagined, but this requires patience, gentleness with yourself as you learn to sustain higher frequencies for longer periods. Your nervous system needs time to integrate new patterns, to trust that joy won't be followed by punishment, that love won't be followed by loss. Some days you may find yourself vibrating at frequencies of doubt or fear, and this is perfectly Human, the goal is not to be perfect but to be aware, to notice when you've shifted out of alignment, and gently guide yourself back to the frequency of your choosing. Let your body relax completely now, releasing any effort to be anywhere other than exactly where you are. Feel the frequency of this moment, peaceful, accepting, present. This is a high vibration too, this deep acceptance of what is. From this place of inner stillness, you can sense the infinite field of possibility that surrounds you, waiting to respond to whatever frequency you choose to embody. The universe is not separate from you, it is you, expressing itself through the unique instrument of your being. Every thought, every feeling, every breath is a note in the cosmic symphony, contributing to the endless creation of reality. As you drift towards sleep, let yourself wonder, what frequency will you choose to embody when you wake? What signal will you broadcast to the quantum field of infinite possibility? The answer lies not in your mind, but in the gentle wisdom of your heart, beating steadily in rhythm with the pulse of existence itself. There is a garden that exists outside of time, a sacred space where all possibilities live in perfect harmony. This garden is not somewhere you must travel to find. It blooms eternal within the present moment, where your consciousness meets reality in the most intimate dance of creation. Breathe deeply now, and feel yourself settling into this moment, like a seed finding its perfect place in rich, dark soil. This is the quantum garden of now, where past and future dissolve. Dissolve into the infinite creativity of what is. Here, in this sacred present, every quantum possibility you've ever dreamed of converges into a single point of pure potential. Your mind has been traveling so much lately, hasn't it? Drifting backward into yesterday's memories, forward into tomorrow's dreams, anywhere but here in this precious now. But tonight, you're remembering something your soul has always known. The present moment is not just where life happens, it's where life is born. Feel your body relaxing deeper into this understanding. That anxiety you carry about tomorrow, it's simply mental energy projected into a future that doesn't yet exist. Those painful memories that sometimes visit you in quiet moments, there's stored energy in your nervous system, old patterns waiting to be witnessed and released. But here, in this eternal now, you have access to something far more powerful than memory or projection. You have access to the quantum field itself, the vast spaciousness of pure awareness where healing happens, not gradually, but instantaneously. Where transformation occurs, not through effort, but through presence. Where miracles unfold, not someday, but right now. Imagine this present moment as a garden, where quantum possibilities bloom like flowers you've never seen before. Each breath you take waters these possibilities. Each beat of your heart provides the rhythm they need to grow. Each moment of awareness creates the perfect conditions for something beautiful to emerge. In this garden, there are no weeds, plants you haven't yet learned to love. That restlessness you sometimes feel, it's actually your soul's way of calling you deeper into presence. That sadness that visits you, it's old grief ready to compost into wisdom. That fear that seems to follow you, it's simply life energy that has forgotten how to flow. As you settle more deeply into this moment, notice how your nervous system begins to remember its natural state of ease. The past trauma you've been carrying exists only as stored energy, waiting for the right conditions to transform. And those conditions aren't found in analyzing, or understanding, or fixing there. Found in the simple act of being fully present with what is. This is the secret of quantum healing. It doesn't happen in time, it happens in presence. When you Bring your complete awareness to this moment, without trying to change anything, without needing anything to be different. The quantum field responds by offering you access to states of being that transcend your personal history. Feel this now. Feel how your body naturally relaxes when you stop trying to be somewhere else. Feel how your mind naturally quiets when you stop feeding it stories about past and future. Feel how your heart naturally opens when you allow yourself to rest in the vastness of now. This is not passive resignation. This is active participation in the most creative force in the universe. Every moment of presence is a moment of quantum coherence, where all the scattered pieces of your experience align into perfect harmony. Every breath of awareness is a breath of creation, where new possibilities are born from the marriage of consciousness and reality. Your nervous system, which has been holding tension from old experiences, begins to soften as it recognizes the safety of this moment. There is no threat here, no danger, no need to protect or defend. There is only the infinite spaciousness of now, where healing happens naturally. Like flowers blooming in perfect season, that pattern of self-doubt that has been running in the background of your thoughts. It existed in time, in the story of who you thought you were, but here, in this timeless present, you remember who you actually are. Pure awareness, temporary expressed in human form, playing in the quantum garden of infinite possibility. Those dreams you've been chasing, always, seeming just out of reach. They were never in the future, they were always here, waiting for you to become present enough to recognize them. The love you've been seeking, it's the love you are, revealed when you stop looking anywhere but here. The peace you've been craving, it's the peace of this moment, available whenever you remember to come home to now. Let your awareness expand now, like morning light spreading across the garden. Notice how the present moment isn't small or limiting, it's vast beyond measure, containing all of space and time within its infinite embrace. This is where quantum jumping happens, not through leaping into different timelines, but through diving so deeply into presence that you discover you were never actually limited in the first place. Your consciousness is like a gardener, tending to this eternal now. With each gentle breath, you're watering the seeds of possibility. With each moment of awareness, you're creating the perfect conditions for transformation. With each act of presence, you're participating in the quantum dance of creation itself. Feel yourself rooted here now, like an ancient tree whose roots go deep into the earth of this moment. Your branches reach into infinite possibility, but your strength comes from being completely, utterly here. This is your true home, your natural state, your deepest identity, not the story of who you've been or who you might become, but the pure awareness that you are right now. The quantum field is not somewhere else, it's here, in the space between your thoughts, in the pause between your breaths, in the vast stillness that holds all movement. And you are not separate from this field, you are it, experiencing itself, creating itself, loving itself through the miracle of this present moment. As you prepare to drift into sleep, carry this understanding with you. You are not just visiting this quantum garden of now, you are it. Every moment of presence is a moment of coming home to your true nature. Every breath of awareness is a breath of creation. Every heartbeat is a quantum event, collapsing infinite possibility into the specific miracle of you, here, now. What would happen if you spent tomorrow living from this understanding? What might bloom in the garden of your life when you tend it with the gentle presence you're cultivating right now? Let yourself sink deeper into this moment, into this breath, into this perfect now where all healing lives, all love waits. All dreams are already fulfilled in their essential nature. You are home. Breathe deeply and allow your awareness to expand. Beyond the boundaries of your physical body, tonight, we explore the most profound truth that quantum physics whispers to your sleeping soul, that you are not confined to a single story, a single identity, or a single version of what your life could be. You are infinite. Settle into the soft embrace of this moment, feeling your muscles release their grip on the day's tensions. As your body grows heavy with relaxation, your consciousness becomes light, ready to journey into the quantum realm where infinite versions of yourself exist simultaneously, each one living out different possibilities, different choices, different dreams. In the vast landscape of quantum reality, physicists speak of parallel universes, countless dimensions, where every decision creates a branching path, every choice births a new timeline. But this is not merely science fiction whispered in laboratories. This is the fundamental nature of existence itself, and you, dear dreamer, are living proof of infinity's creative power. Right now, as you rest in this sacred space between waking and sleeping, there exists a version of you who chose courage over fear in that moment when you hesitated. There exists a version of you who spoke the words your heart longed to say, but your mind deemed too risky. There exists a version of you who embraced love when this version chose protection, who took the leap when this version chose safety, who trusted when this version chose doubt. These are not fantasies or wishful thinking. These are quantum realities, as real as the breath moving through your body right now. The multiverse is not a distant concept. It is the very fabric of your being, the infinite tapestry from which your consciousness draws its experiences. Feel your breathing slow and deepen as you begin to sense the vastness of who you truly are. Your current identity, the one you've been carrying like a familiar coat, is just one beautiful expression of your infinite self. It is not your limitation. It is simply your current focus, your present point of awareness in the endless sea of possibility. Your consciousness is like a radio dial, capable of tuning into different frequencies of your own existence. Right now, you are tuned to this particular version of yourself, this particular storyline, this particular set of experiences. But the dial can be turned. The frequency can be shifted. You can align with different versions of yourself simply by changing the vibrational quality of your thoughts and emotions. This is the secret that quantum physics reveals, and ancient wisdom has always known. You are not trapped in your current circumstances. You are not imprisoned by your past choices or limited by your present conditions. You are a multidimensional being with access to infinite expressions of your potential. And tonight, as you drift towards sleep, you can begin to quantum jump into alignment with versions of yourself that embody your highest dreams. Imagine for a moment that you could step outside of time and space, beyond the linear story of your life, and observe the infinite garden of your existence. See how each version of you is like a different flower in this garden, some blooming with confidence, others radiant with compassion, still others glowing with creative fire or peaceful wisdom. Each one is authentic, each one is you, each one is accessible through the quantum gateway of your consciousness. The version of you who has already healed from your deepest wounds, she exists. The version of you who has created the life you dream of, they exist. These are not future potentials waiting to be earned through struggle and time. These are present realities existing in parallel dimensions of your being, waiting to be aligned with through shifts in your consciousness. Your nervous system, which has been so accustomed to running the same familiar programs, begins to relax as it recognizes this truth. the anxiety that comes from believing you must force change, the pressure that builds when you think you must create something from nothing. These melt away when you understand that you are simply tuning in to what already exists within the infinite. Field of your being. Feel how your heart opens as you release the burden of becoming and embrace the joy of simply aligning. You don't need to transform yourself into someone worthy of love. You need only to tune in to the frequency of the version of yourself who already knows their worth. You don't need to struggle to create abundance. You need only to align with the version of yourself who naturally flows with prosperity. The quantum field responds to coherence, the alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. When you think from the perspective of your infinite self, when you feel the emotions of your highest potential, when you intend from the space of your multidimensional truth, you create a resonance that calls forth experiences matching that frequency. This is not about denying your current reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. This is about recognizing that your current reality is just one frame in an infinite movie, and you have the power to shift the narrative by changing the frequency of your consciousness. The observer effect in quantum physics shows us that consciousness itself shapes reality, and you, as pure consciousness, have the ability to observe yourself into new timelines. As you continue to breathe deeply, feel yourself expanding beyond the confines of your familiar identity. You are not just the person who has struggled with self-doubt. You are also the version of yourself who moves through life with quiet confidence. You are not just the person who has experienced heartbreak. You are also the version of yourself who loves fearlessly and receives love abundantly. These infinite versions of yourself are not separate beings. They are facets of your one magnificent consciousness, like light refracting through a prism into countless colors. Each color is distinct, each color is beautiful, and each color is part of the same unified light. You are that light, expressing itself through infinite forms, infinite possibilities, infinite experiences. Your subconscious mind, which operates beyond the limitations of linear thinking, already knows this truth. It recognizes the quantum nature of your existence and is ready to support you in aligning with whatever version of yourself you choose to embody. As you relax more deeply, your subconscious opens like a flower to receive the new frequency you're broadcasting. The emotional patterns that have felt so solid, so unchangeable, begin to soften as you remember that they belong to just one version of your infinite self. The limiting beliefs that have seemed so real, so permanent, dissolve as you recognize that they are simply the worldview of one particular timeline. You are not bound by these patterns. You are not defined by these beliefs. You are the infinite consciousness that can choose to embody any version of yourself. Feel the quantum field of infinite possibilities surrounding you like a warm, luminous ocean. In this ocean, every dream you've ever had already exists as a living reality. Every healing you've ever desired is already complete in some dimension of your being. Every love you've ever longed for is already yours in some parallel expression of your existence. This is not metaphor. This is the deepest truth of quantum reality. You are not a single wave in the ocean of existence. You are the ocean itself, expressing as infinite waves, each one unique, each one perfect, each one you. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, you are not just resting one tired body. You are allowing the infinite aspects of yourself to commune, to share wisdom, to integrate their gifts into the version of yourself that will wake tomorrow. Your dreams will be the meeting ground, where different versions of yourself share their experiences, their insights, their mastery. The version of yourself who has conquered fear will whisper courage to the version who still trembles. The version who has found peace will share serenity with the version who struggles with chaos. The version who has achieved your deepest dreams will plant seeds of knowing in the consciousness that will wake with the sunrise. You are not becoming infinite. You are remembering that you have always been infinite. You are not growing into your potential. You are aligning with potentials that already exist within the quantum field of your being. You are not creating a new self. You are tuning into the frequency of the self that resonates most deeply with your heart's truest desires. As your breathing becomes even more gentle, even more natural, feel yourself relaxing into this truth. You are vast beyond measure, powerful beyond imagination, and worthy beyond question. Every version of yourself that exists in every dimension of reality is rooted in the same fundamental truth. You are consciousness itself, playing in the infinite garden of possibility. Tomorrow, when you wake, you will not be the same person who closed their eyes tonight. You will be the version of yourself who has remembered their infinite nature, who has aligned with their highest potential, who has tuned in to the frequency of their deepest dreams. You will be the you that you have always been, finally remembering the vastness of who you truly are. Let your consciousness drift now into the space between spaces, where all versions of yourself exist in perfect harmony. Rest in the knowing that you are not trapped in any single storyline, any single identity, any single limitation. You are infinite, and infinity is awakening through you.